In 2006, a Canadian programmer named Tobias Lütke tried to open an online snowboard shop. The existing e-commerce platforms were so frustrating, so limited, and so expensive that he abandoned the snowboard business entirely and built his own selling platform instead. That platform became Shopify. Today, one of the most valuable technology companies in the world, powering over 1 million businesses across 175 countries and processing hundreds of billions of dollars in sales annually. This is how Shopify created a billion-dollar e-commerce empire. Chapter 1. The frustration that started everything. Tobias Lütke was a programmer first and a businessman second. When he and his partner Scott Lake decided to sell snowboards online in 2004, they quickly discovered that the available e-commerce tools were either hopelessly primitive or prohibitively expensive for a small business. The existing options required technical knowledge most small business owners did not have, looked terrible, and offered almost no flexibility to create a store that reflected the personality of the brand. Tobias, who had deep programming skills, spent months building a custom solution for their snowboard shop called Snow Devil. The store worked well, but Tobias noticed something interesting. Other entrepreneurs kept asking him about the technology behind it. They did not want snowboards. They wanted a way to sell online that worked as well as what Tobias had built. In 2006, Tobias and his co-founders launched Shopify, not as a snowboard company that happened to have good software, but as a software company that happened to have been inspired by snowboards. The idea was simple: make it possible for anyone to build a professional online store without needing to be a programmer. Chapter 2. What made Shopify different? When Shopify launched, the dominant player in e-commerce infrastructure was eBay. Amazon Marketplace was growing, and for businesses that wanted their own standalone online store, the options were limited and painful. Shopify's founding insight was that small and medium businesses needed e-commerce tools that were as powerful as what large enterprises used, but as simple as what a non-technical person could operate. The product needed to handle everything: payments, inventory, shipping, customer data, without requiring the merchant to stitch together multiple different systems. The early Shopify product was built around themes, customizable templates that let merchants create stores that looked professional without any design skills. Payments were integrated directly. The checkout process was standardized and optimized. A merchant could go from nothing to a live online store in hours rather than weeks. Chapter 3. The App Store Model. The decision that transformed Shopify from a useful tool into a platform was the launch of the Shopify App Store in 2009. Shopify recognized that no single company could build every feature every merchant might need. Different businesses had wildly different requirements. A clothing retailer needs different tools than a digital content seller or a food and beverage company. Trying to build all of those features internally would make Shopify slow, bloated, and expensive. Instead, Shopify opened its platform to third-party developers who could build apps that integrated directly with Shopify stores. Developers built apps for email marketing, loyalty programs, inventory management, social media selling, drop shipping, and hundreds of other functions. Shopify took a revenue share from paid apps in the App Store. The App Store created a flywheel. More merchants meant more demand for apps. More apps made Shopify more valuable to merchants. More value to merchants attracted more merchants. The platform became more powerful with every new developer who joined the ecosystem, without Shopify having to build anything itself. This model, building a platform that third parties extend rather than trying to build everything in-house, is one of the most powerful dynamics in technology business. Apple demonstrated it with the iPhone App Store. Shopify applied the same logic to e-commerce. Chapter 4. Payments and the revenue model. Shopify's early revenue came from subscription fees. Merchants paid monthly for access to the platform at different tiers. But the company's financial transformation came when it launched Shopify Payments in 2013. Before Shopify Payments, merchants using Shopify had to integrate third-party payment processors, Stripe, PayPal, or others, and pay transaction fees to those processors, plus additional fees to Shopify for using external payment providers. It was complicated and expensive. Shopify Payments simplified everything. Merchants could accept credit cards directly through Shopify, with no need for a separate payment processor. And Shopify kept a percentage of every transaction. By 2023, Shopify's gross merchandise volume exceeded $235 billion annually. Even a fraction of a percentage cut of that volume generates enormous revenue. The payments business became the engine of Shopify's financial growth, and the reason its revenue scale began to match its ambitions. Chapter 5. Competing with Amazon. As Shopify grew, its relationship with Amazon became one of the defining competitive dynamics in e-commerce. Amazon offers merchants access to hundreds of millions of buyers, but on Amazon's terms. Amazon controls the customer relationship, the data, the fulfillment, and the branding. A merchant selling on Amazon is essentially renting space in Amazon's store. Amazon can change the rules, increase fees, or copy successful products at any time. Shopify's positioning was explicitly the opposite. It marketed itself as the anti-Amazon, a platform that gave merchants full ownership of their customer relationships, their data, and their brand. When you sell through Shopify, your customers are your customers, not Shopify's. You control your pricing, your marketing, your story. This philosophy resonated deeply with a generation of entrepreneurs who wanted to build genuine brands rather than just sell products. The direct-to-consumer movement, brands like Allbirds, Gymshark, and Kylie Cosmetics building audiences directly and selling without retail intermediaries, was built largely on Shopify infrastructure. Shopify also partnered with social platforms including Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Google to allow merchants to sell directly through social media while managing everything through their Shopify store. Chapter 6. Shopify Fulfillment and the Logistics Push. Recognizing that fulfillment, picking, packing, and shipping orders, was one of the biggest operational challenges for small merchants, Shopify announced the Shopify Fulfillment Network in 2019. The ambition was significant. Shopify wanted to build a logistics infrastructure that could rival Amazon's fulfillment capabilities, giving independent merchants access to fast, affordable shipping that had previously been available only to large retailers. A merchant using Shopify Fulfillment could store inventory in Shopify warehouses and have orders shipped to customers in 1 or 2 days without managing any logistics personally.